What's up there, YouTube? Once again, surprise. It's another first impressions from the Canadian Tobacco Pass box. Yesterday I did Mixture 79, and it was kind of funny. A lot of guys were saying, "Oh, you must have got a bad one because I really like it," and oh, blah blah blah. But yeah, I really did not enjoy that. So later yesterday afternoon, I made more coffee and put some plum pudding in my big old Eric Stockaby. Man, I was out here for an hour. It was beautiful outside, and man, that's the best pipe I had in a long time. I wasn't, playing on YouTube. I wasn't making videos. I was just sitting here relaxing, getting into it. Man, it's got a lot of cool flavors, a lot of really complex. So, it was a very enjoyable pipe. Because that Mixture 79 was fucking terrible. Okay, somebody else might like it. So, today we're smoking Dan Tobacco, the Mellow Mallard. And when I open up a baggie from that box, I got a bunch of little baggies in the bigger baggie. So it all starts smelling the same, right? So it's hard to get a tin note out of it. But on tobacco reviews, it says the rich aromatic pipe tobacco, sweet golden brown Virginia leaf, matured for extra smoothness. It says it's a straight Virginia, but its flavoring says none. So I went ahead and I did a little reading, and apparently this is I don't know why they have aromatic on there, because it's a straight Virginia, and it tastes like a straight Virginia. It's like a cross cut, or what do they call that? Broken flake or something like that. What it looks like, ready rub. Anyway, they give it a pretty substantial rating. They say the strength is mild and medium, no flavoring. Taste is medium. I don't know. I don't pay attention to room note. I don't care what you smoke, man. If you smoke inside, everything's going to stink eventually, right? I used to be a smoker. I was, when I first started up, I was smoking a pipe. I was on the couch, man. I was out with a bad shoulder. I was on the couch for months, so I couldn't move, paralyzed kind of thing, and I was smoking a pipe inside, and everything stunk. I had to wash all my clothes, man. All my dress clothes, I had to get dry cleaned. Everything in my house stank, because it was winter time. I got forced air heat, so I was blowing it everywhere, man. Fucking, it was disgusting. And I wasn't smoking English then. Get the tobacco out of the way. We're using the Rick Black Morta, the Rhodesian. She's a beaut, smokes like a champ, beautiful stem. Big old stem, man. Serious ass stem grain there. You know what I mean? Swirlies. Yep, this is a Virginia tobacco. Straight up. I'm not detecting any flavors. I'm not a Virginia smoker. I can smoke them. Like I don't sit there and go, "Oh, fuck that, man. I ain't smoking Virginia." It's not like that at all. I don't mind a Virginia once in a while. I'm gonna try to sip on it, right? So I know I smoke too fast. I've been working. I got to start working on that. Yesterday afternoon, that bowl I smoked, that plum pudding, man, that was like an hour. It's a big bowl, but it was an hour smoking. It was really enjoyable. Yeah, this is just it's a Virginia. I don't know the differences between different Virginia leaf, so like I have no idea what's an Orlick, what kind of leaf that is, and how it's cured. I have, any other. I always say Orlick because it's just one of the more popular ones, right? But anytime a straight Virginia or a vapor, sometimes they have combinations of leaf, like different types of leaves, different curing methods. But I can't tell you what a red Virginia is like, or a dark Virginia, or cured a certain way. I don't know. I can tell. Like in the tin note, I can pick up like the Orlick hay smell, the grassy smell, and I don't get too many other Virginias that I've tried that smell like that. And Oh yeah, I got some new beans in the coffee cup there today. It's same brand of coffee I buy, but they didn't have the Italian roast, so I got French roast. I don't like it as much. I'll do a coffee review. Show you my happy beans. But yeah, I don't know the different types of Virginias. You know, there's some of the smells I get, like some of the taste that people say and the smells that I get out of the tin. I don't know, I get like earthy and I can get like grassy. But most of the Virginias I smell are sort of earthy, unless it's that McClelland vinegar ketchup. It's funny, eh? If you ever smell the McClelland, it's right vinegary, but you know, you don't taste it at all. It's got kind of a dark taste to it. I don't know how to describe it. Or I don't smoke a lot of Virginia, see. Like I've smoked lots of different Virginias, you know. Like even that Mississippi River, I call that a Virginia, even though it's got a lot of other stuff going on in it. But it's basically Virginia dominant. I've done the Sam Gawith Virginia Flake. Pure Virginia, you know what I mean, that popular Sam Gawith one. Which is completely different than Orlick. I've got some Dunhill Virginia in there. It's a flake. I don't have a lot of vapors. I'm so terrified of Kentucky, I'm afraid of Perique, right? But I might try a good vapor. It's one good thing about this box pass that Ben put up. There's lots of different types of tobacco in there. So I smoked a pretty good English out of it. The Gaslight, I didn't mind that. I smoked a lot of Arrows. I didn't really like them too much. Some of the over-the-counter stuff I think I like better than the other stuff, you know. But, you know, so today I purposely said I'm going to try a Virginia after yesterday, man. So yeah, I got to pull out something. It's like, oh, there was some English in there, and then there was this. Oh, there's a Virginia. Let me try that. I took notes, right? I wrote everything down, and I looked it up, and I wrote down what their base components are, like if it was a Virginia, an English, or hardcore Arrow, or a light Arrow. So I looked at my list and said, okay, this stuff here just says Virginia. Yeah, like I'm not going to sit here and try to figure out exactly what I'm tasting. It's a Virginia tobacco. One thing about Virginias and me is where I'm an ex-smoker, and I've said this all the time, and I know a lot of people who watch my videos or a lot of the forums I'm on, people don't understand is Canadian tobacco is Virginia-based. So when I smoke a Virginia tobacco, I get hints of cigarettes in there, and it kind of reminds me of cigarettes. Cigarettes being, of course, the floor scrapings and the chicken McNuggets of fucking tobacco, right? Shit that falls on the floor that makes cigarettes out of. Even though they say, oh, it's high quality, whatever. It ain't like pipe tobacco, man. But it still gives me that little, it reminds me. First time I smoked Orlick, was the first Virginia that I smoked, and it's like, oh my God, it reminds me of cigarettes, right? But Americans think it just like, you know, verbatim, I think someone said, you're fucking crazy, you don't know what you're talking about. It's like, no, well, you know, in the rest of the world, where cigarettes aren't all made from burley, I get right nasty with them. But yeah, you know, some Americans will smoke. I've seen Americans say that about burley. It's cigarette, it reminds them of cigarettes, and their tobacco is fucking burley based, right? So, and I said this in another video, probably the same when, like Chinese, I think it's the biggest market. China is the biggest market for Turkish Oriental tobacco. Cigarettes are really popular there. So they probably say the same thing if they smoke a Turkish Oriental. This ain't too bad though for Virginia. Really sweet, of course, right? Like Virginias are. But, you know, it tastes like all Virginias do. You know, there's a variation there. You know, it's I got to be careful with Virginias because they do, because of the high sugar content in a Virginia tobacco, they will bite. And where I'm basically an English smoker, I can puff like a fucking chimney, and you know, so I got to really watch it when I smoke this shit. The tobacco was pretty good. I just barely dried it. I like my tobacco a little bit drier than most people. Burns a bit cooler, I find. But I'm coming to find out now that the aromatics, you kind of want them a bit sticky when you smoke them. That's where all the flavoring comes from, right? Yeah. You know, would I ever buy it? I'm probably not. You know, would I smoke it again? Oh, absolutely, man. I'll smoke this shit, right? No problem. I'll smoke this stuff for sure. But, you know, I, just like all of my other Virginias, it's just another Virginia to me. Because I'm an English smoker, right? Or a Balkan smoker. I'm starting to say that, right? I like my leathery Latakia. I like my Latakia a little on the leathery side, so. But yeah, this isn't, you know, it's not too bad for Virginia. I'll finish this bowl, no problem. Yesterday, that you never see me finish the bowl, right? But yesterday, that bowl I smoked, I usually light it up and talk about it. But the bowl I smoked yesterday, that Mixer 79, I smoked the whole thing. And when I got to the bottom, it tastes like fucking dust balls. It's pretty fucking nasty. I should be able to smoke all this. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you what kind of flavors I'm getting out of it because I don't really know how to describe them. But it's it's a Virginia, right? That's what's too bad. It's too bad because it's probably a pretty good tobacco, and where I'm not a Virginia smoker, I'm the last guy that should be talking about it. Because I don't know what to compare it to, and I don't know how to pick them flavors out, like the figs and the grass and the earthy. So it's sweet, it's a little earthy. I'm not getting that. It's not like that Orlick style. It doesn't taste like that. It tastes like the other stuff. If that makes any sense, but I smoke straight Virginia every so often. And I don't do it too often. Yep. Dan Tobacco. Whatever I called it, mallard, whatever. The mellow mallard. What's that called again? The mellow mallard, yeah. Okay, so I'm not a Virginia smoker, but it's not too bad. If you were a Virginia smoker, I think you might like this stuff. You know, I know that it's different. You know, not all Virginias are the same. I realize that, but if you've never had it, give it a shot. It's actually, you know, let's say like Dunhill. I've smoked some of that Dunhill flake. I think that's a straight Virginia. I don't like Dunhill tobaccos, but I like this a little bit better. You know, it's not the same as Orlick, so can't compare it to that, right? That's the whole thing about pipe tobacco with me is the variety. I like the variety that's available. If I just had one tobacco to smoke all the time, that'd be no fun. So anyway, it's not too bad. Give it a shot. Thanks for watching.